This search has moved from urgent to critical. Cave divers from across Italy have spent the day taking turns to reach the wreckage. Efforts were paused on Monday night, but by dawn they were back in the water. The divers are reporting back to firefighters inside this harbourside gazebo. This now a makeshift search and rescue headquarters. All 15 survivors had been discharged from hospital. Dr. Cipolla was on shift when 35-year-old Charlotte Galinsky and her baby arrived on Monday morning.
Yes, she said that she was sleeping with the child on deck while her husband was a little further away on the boat in another part, and she felt the oscillations of the ship. In an instant, it was dark, and she found herself in the water in a few minutes, and let's say she tried to hold on to the child. She lost the child for 3 seconds. She then managed to catch her in the water.
He says they were in shock. The family told him they felt lucky to be alive.
When the father came, they hugged each other and comforted each other, but they often cried thinking about the fate of the missing.
This was meant to be a trip to celebrate British entrepreneur Mike Lynch being cleared of fraud charges in the US. The 59-year-old tech billionaire is one of those missing alongside his 18-year-old daughter, Hannah. On board too was the chairman of Morgan Stanley International, Jonathan Bloomer, and his wife, Judy, and Chris Morvillo, a lawyer who defended Lynch during his trial, said to be a close friend. Chris's wife, Nada, is also yet to be found. The body of the man found on Monday has now been identified as Ricaldo Thomas, the onboard chef of Canadian and Antiguan heritage. The survivors were rescued by Karsten. The captain of a Dutch vessel had been moored next to the super yacht when he saw the flare and heard the distress signal and went to help.
I'm captain now for 41 years, so you get the one or other storm, but it was very violent, and we didn't have rescue action like this before.
This is the life raft he found the survivors clinging to, now moored in the marina, where rescue workers are searching for signs of life in the searing heat. It is now the Coast Guard's working hypothesis that those who are unaccounted for may not have been able to get out of the boat in time. It's believed that the vessel is now lying on its side, and divers have managed to create a hole within the hull of the boat in an effort to reach the cabins, as they believe people may be trapped. This a glimpse at the weather that night, captured by tourists just 4 hours before the yacht capsized. The storm brought waterspouts which tore through the night. Some say it was over in minutes. Survivors are now being housed in a nearby hotel. Embassy officials there to meet them and offer support.
I've spoken to, I think, most of the British survivors of this terrible incident. Those are private conversations, but obviously, it goes without saying, this is an absolutely heartbreaking, terrible situation and terrible experience they've all been through.
As the search looks set to enter another day, time is fading, and so is hope. Ashley Haranag, Sky News in Porticello.